This is the moment Donald Trump lost control of his own family. This is the notification that has sent shockwaves through Mar-a-Lago and terrified Republican leadership this Thursday morning. This is the visual that nobody expected to see. As of 9:47 a.m. Thursday, February 13th, 2026, Ivanka Trump released a sealed affidavit to federal prosecutors, and the contents are destroying her father's last line of defense. Donald Trump, already facing mounting criminal investigations, collapsing poll numbers in key swing states, and a party that is quietly distancing itself from him, has just been blindsided by the one person he believed would never turn, his own daughter. In this deep dive, we are going to reveal what Ivanka disclosed in that 23-page document, expose the secret business deal that connects Trump to a hostile foreign government, explain why his closest advisors are now refusing to take his calls, and show you the financial records that prosecutors say prove everything. Trump isn't just facing another investigation. He is watching his empire crumble from the inside, destroyed by the person he trusted most. Subscribe to join the community. Leave a comment so we can keep the conversation going, and share this video if it brought you value. Your support truly makes a difference. Thank you for watching and being part of this journey. 2 years ago, Donald Trump announced a new business venture, a billion-dollar development project in the United Arab Emirates. It was supposed to be his comeback, his proof that he was still the deal maker, still the billionaire who could command respect on the world stage. The Trump Tower Dubai. Luxury apartments, a golf course, his name in gold letters 50 stories high. He promised investors a 30% return. He promised his supporters he was building American influence in the Middle East. He promised his family this would restore their fortune after years of legal battles had drained their resources. But the cost wasn't just money, it was leverage. It was access. It was information that should never have been shared with foreign powers. This meant giving classified intelligence briefings to foreign business partners. This meant using Secret Service details to facilitate meetings that had nothing to do with national security and everything to do with profit. This meant compromising relationships with traditional American allies who watched in horror as Trump prioritized personal enrichment over national interest. Opposition came immediately. Former national security officials went public, warning that this was unprecedented, dangerous, and potentially treasonous. Intelligence community veterans argued that Trump was creating vulnerabilities that adversaries could exploit for decades. Ethics watchdogs filed lawsuit after lawsuit, but Trump dismissed them all as deep state propaganda, as liberal hysteria, as jealous competitors trying to destroy him. Trump gambled that his brand was strong enough to overcome any scandal. He assumed his supporters would never question his motives, no matter what evidence emerged. He assumed his family would protect him, no matter what. He assumed wrong. At 9:43 a.m. Thursday morning, in a secure facility in Washington, D.C., Ivanka Trump walked into a room with 3 federal prosecutors, 2 FBI agents, and her own attorney. For 17 minutes, there was silence as documents were reviewed, signatures were verified, procedures were confirmed. Then the lead prosecutor looked up and said, "Mrs. Kushner, you understand the implications of what you are providing us today." Ivanka's response, according to sources in the room, was simple. "I understand that my father broke the law. I understand that I have information that proves it. And I understand that I am done protecting him." Witnesses describe a woman who appeared calm but resolute. No tears, no hesitation. She placed a leather briefcase on the table, opened it, and removed a flash drive containing financial records, encrypted communications, and classified materials that Trump believed had been destroyed years ago. The room went silent again. Then one of the FBI agents plugged the drive into a secure laptop and began scrolling. The first file showed wire transfers totaling $847 million. The second file contained email chains between Trump and officials from the UAE, Russia, and Saudi Arabia. The third file had voice recordings. But this was just the beginning. The nightmare was starting. While Ivanka was handing over evidence in Washington, Donald Trump was on stage at a rally in Ohio, completely unaware that his own daughter had just become the star witness in a federal investigation. At that exact same moment, Jared Kushner was meeting with his legal team in New York, discussing immunity deals. And most shockingly, according to flight records obtained by investigators, a private jet registered to the Trump Organization was racing toward Dubai with 7 passengers, none of whom filed proper customs declarations. Pause. Within 2 hours of Ivanka's meeting, Trump Media and Technology Group stock plummeted 18.4%. Investors dumped shares in a panic. The market doesn't care about loyalty. It cares about liability. And the market was saying loud and clear that Trump had become too toxic to touch. According to leaks from sources inside the Department of Justice, an emergency conference call took place at 11:15 a.m. The participants included the Deputy Attorney General, the lead prosecutor on the Trump investigation, senior FBI officials, and representatives from the National Security Council. The topic was blunt. What do we do with evidence this explosive? What do we do when a former president's daughter provides proof of crimes that could implicate half a dozen foreign governments? The transcript, supposedly leaked to the Washington Post, reveals the calculations being made. One official asked, "If we move forward with this, are we prepared for the backlash? Are we prepared for what this does to the country?" Another responded, "Are we prepared for what happens if we don't? If we ignore evidence of treason because it's politically inconvenient?" It was a cold, calculated legal decision. They looked at Trump's pattern of obstruction, which had delayed investigations for years. They looked at his influence over Republican officials, which had protected him from accountability time and time again. They looked at his ability to manipulate public opinion through social media and friendly news outlets. They realized Trump had become more dangerous as a protected figure than as a prosecuted one. The decision was made. Move forward, fast. Why did Ivanka do this? Follow the survival instinct. Ivanka Trump is a creation of her father's empire, but she is also a mother, a businesswoman with her own brand to protect, and someone who has watched legal walls closing in for months. She wanted a future for her children that didn't include their grandfather's crimes shadowing every opportunity. Sources say Ivanka and Trump had a meeting in January at Mar-a-Lago. It was supposed to be about family business, about coordinating legal strategies. Instead, it became a confrontation. Trump allegedly demanded that Ivanka destroy evidence, lie to investigators if questioned, and publicly attack anyone who threatened the family's interests. Ivanka's response, according to someone who was briefed on the conversation, was devastating. "Dad, I'm not going to prison for you. I'm not letting my children grow up ashamed of their name because you couldn't stop lying. You need to face what you've done." Trump reportedly exploded, screaming. Threats about disinheritance, claims that Ivanka was betraying the family, that she was weak, that she was influenced by Jared's Jewish family and their liberal East Coast values. It was ugly, it was personal, and it was the moment Ivanka decided she was done. This shifts power from Trump's inner circle of family protectors to federal prosecutors who now have insider testimony and documentation. Trump can no longer control the narrative, silence witnesses with NDAs, or rely on family loyalty to keep secrets buried. He is just a desperate man watching his own daughter choose self-preservation over blind devotion. By turning on her father and cooperating fully with investigators, Ivanka is destroying the one defense Trump has always relied on. He can't claim documents are fake if his daughter authenticated them. He can't claim conversations never happened if she recorded them. He can't claim family privilege if the family member is testifying against him. What legal analysts will call the ultimate betrayal prosecution. This is Julius Caesar meeting the Trump Organization. This is family loyalty shattered by federal immunity deals. This isn't a typical white-collar case. This is a former president potentially facing espionage charges based on his daughter's cooperation. The legal ramifications are staggering. The Department of Justice has announced they are reviewing charges under the Espionage Act, the Foreign Agents Registration Act, money laundering statutes, and obstruction of justice provisions. The claims include sharing classified information with foreign nationals for financial gain, using government resources for private business advantage, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and witness tampering. This isn't just Democrats going after Trump. This is his own child providing the evidence. When family turns witness, that signals to prosecutors they have an airtight case. If Ivanka's testimony leads to indictments under the Espionage Act, that could trigger mandatory minimum sentences that even a friendly judge couldn't wave away. It could expose classified operations that were compromised. It could force allied intelligence agencies to reassess every piece of information they ever shared with the United States during Trump's administration. Here's the domino effect. If Ivanka's evidence proves Trump sold intelligence to foreign governments, then every person who worked with him on those deals faces criminal exposure. If those people face criminal exposure, they will flip on each other to save themselves. If they all flip, the entire network of corruption gets exposed. If the entire network gets exposed, we are looking at the largest political scandal in American history, potentially implicating hundreds of people across government, business, and foreign intelligence. China is watching this. Russia is watching this. They see a former president whose own family won't protect him, whose secrets are now in federal hands, whose political power is evaporating. They are calculating what information Trump might try to trade if he gets desperate enough. They are calculating whether he becomes more useful to them as a defendant than he ever was as a president. A desperate Trump, cornered by his own daughter's testimony, facing life in prison, might try anything. He might try to flee the country. He might try to claim presidential immunity extends forever. He might try to release classified information as leverage. Desperate people make desperate choices, and foreign adversaries know how to exploit desperation. Where is Trump's support? Where are the Republican leaders who praised him for years? Silence. Kevin McCarthy has not issued a statement. Mitch McConnell's office said only, "The senator does not comment on ongoing legal matters." The Republican National Committee released a brief note about respecting the legal process. That's it. Why? Because their political calculation has shifted. They see Ivanka's cooperation as proof that the evidence must be overwhelming. They see Trump's legal situation as terminal. They see defending him now as career suicide. They are distancing. They are positioning. They are abandoning. This creates a split in the Republican base that cannot be healed. On one side, hardcore Trump loyalists who will never accept that he did anything wrong, who will claim Ivanka was brainwashed or threatened, who will see this as the ultimate deep state victory. On the other side, Republicans who want to move past Trump, who are exhausted by the chaos, who see this as an opportunity to finally rebuild the party without his shadow hanging over everything. A divided Republican Party cannot win national elections. It cannot coordinate messaging. It cannot raise money effectively from donors who hate uncertainty. Reports from Mar-a-Lago's staff, leaked to multiple news outlets, describe a Donald Trump who is barely sleeping, who is rage posting at all hours, who is calling advisors and screaming about betrayal. He is obsessively asking everyone, how could she do this? How could my own daughter do this to me? He is experiencing what psychologists call narcissistic collapse, when someone who built their identity on being untouchable suddenly faces consequences they cannot control. Staff are limiting his phone access, monitoring his social media, trying to prevent him from making statements that would worsen his legal situation. The Trump Tower Dubai project is not just a building. It is a symbol of everything Trump valued more than integrity. It represents his obsession with wealth over family, his willingness to betray his country for profit, his belief that rules never applied to him. Trump wanted to be remembered as the greatest deal-maker in history. He is going to be remembered as a father whose greed destroyed his own daughter's loyalty. You can manipulate media narratives, but you cannot manipulate court evidence. You can spin political attacks, but you cannot spin a family member's sworn testimony. You can lie to the public, but you cannot lie to federal prosecutors when your daughter is handing them proof. Reality wins. Reality catches up. Reality cannot be denied. So where are we? Thursday, February 13th, 2026, 3:00 p.m. Donald Trump is at Mar-a-Lago, surrounded by lawyers who are telling him his legal options are shrinking by the hour. Ivanka Trump has entered federal witness protection after receiving credible threats. Prosecutors have announced a press conference for Monday morning. Republican leadership has turned on him. His own family has turned on him. His financial empire is collapsing as banks pull credit